Happy Sunday, everybody. The New York Mets are playing 2 games right now. We're going to give you coverage. We started a little bit late, and I'm actually getting caught up on the stream here, so we'll be a little bit behind for the first couple of minutes. I was getting everything set up. I saw the top of the first in the Marlins versus Mets game. Max Kranick is pitching for the Mets there, and he got into a little bit of trouble. A runner got out to third, but he was able to work out of the jam. And then now, so far in the bottom of the first, I am caught up to where Mark Vientos got a nice single up the middle, so already starting to improve. Beatty hits into a grounder here that looks like it should have been a double play ball, but it was bobbled, and so he is still thrown out at first, but going there. And so we're going to just kind of keep skipping ahead here. I'm going to miss a little bit as to everything that is going on, and then because I want to get to live as quick as possible. All right, we got a full count on Jose Siri, and he ends up striking out. And we are caught up back live. So it is 0-0 after 1 for the Marlins and the Mets, but we're also going to be tracking the other split squad game. This is going to be nuts. It's not anything you normally get to do. Cover 2 Mets games at the same time. So I'm going to get all of that set up. The Mets are playing at the Nationals. That'll be most of their rookies and their younger guys. This game, where the Mets are playing at Port St. Lucie against the Marlins, that's going to be where most of the Mets vets are going to be playing. So let me get you all caught up on everything. Hope everybody is doing well. We covered the game yesterday. I look, tomorrow's game is not going to be on TV, so we won't cover that one live. It's hard enough to do this while it's live and I can watch it. And if I'm not able to watch it as well, that gets really rough. But let me get you a full reset here in just a second. We're going to get some tabs open, and we're currently at commercial break. The main game we're going to be covering is going to be the Marlins at Mets. So Max Kranick is up. All right, over at the other ballpark going on. So here, let me do this. I got too many things going on. Let me get everything. Johan Santana is being interviewed on SNY right now. I was supposed to he was supposed to be at our baseball card shop yesterday, but he ended up canceling out, I guess, to be over in Port St. Lucie. So I was hoping to interview him yesterday, but that didn't happen. All right, so we've got multiple things. We got 2 games going on. I'm going to try to keep this as focused as possible. Okay, at Port St. Lucie in the Marlins versus Mets game, this is the lineup the Mets are running out today. Luis Angel Acuna is shortstop leading off. Vientos is batting second. He did get a hit in his first at-bat, a nice solid single. He's playing third. Brett Beatty is the DH. So that's 2 days in a row that Brett Beatty is getting starts or trying to get lots of at-bats and see where things are at. Jose Siri is batting fourth and playing center. Luis Torrens is catcher and batting. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth. Jared Young is going to be playing first base and batting sixth. A couple of these guys I don't know quite as well, but we're going to do that. Donovan Walton, he is batting seventh. Alex Ramirez gets to play again today, batting eighth and right. And Nick Morabito, he is playing center and batting left. Max Kranick retires the first batter of the inning on a fly out to center field. So that's what's going on over there. Meanwhile, over at the Nationals Park, the Mets are getting absolutely bludgeoned. Let's figure out who's pitching. This is the Mets JV squad is going over there. Starting pitcher for the Mets over at Nationals Ballpark was Ty Adcock. He got absolutely ripped apart. He did not even get out of the first inning. gave up 5 runs. So that team that is playing over there actually it does have some of the guys. It's kind of a mishmash. So the starting lineup over there is Tyron Taylor is leading off in center. Francisco Alvarez is just DHing over there today. Jesse Winker is playing left. He does have a hit. De Los Santos, he's batting cleanup playing third. Nick Madrigal got the start, and which is a reminder that we are giving away a Nick Madrigal rookie card. But it looks like he has already come out of the game. So I don't know if there was an injury there, or not exactly sure what is going on. Wyatt Young has replaced Nick Madrigal. Ryan Clifford playing first, and then Jet Williams is playing second base. Ritter is playing in right field, and Reitz is catching for the Mets. That's over at the Nationals ballpark, but the Mets are already down 5-0. It is now the top of the second over there. We'll keep tabs on that, but we're not going to follow that one in depth. The main game we're going to follow is the game that is in Port St. Lucie. But of course, if that game ends up, Kranick is pitching. There's a little blooper over for Hicks for the Marlins, and it is a bloop single. So Kranick is definitely not as sharp as Clay Holmes was yesterday. I'm not seeing Pete Alonso playing today. I'm not seeing Francisco Lindor play today. I am not seeing Juan Soto play today. So still no sighting of Brandon Nimmo either. So quite a few of your main starters look like they are out today, and yet still quite a few familiar names, both major leaguers and minor leaguers playing at both parks. So I'll do some research, try to figure out what happened with Nick Madrigal, see if he was injured or what happened there. Okay, so Johan Santana lives in Fort Myers, which is just a little bit north. It's the next town north of me, and so that's why he's in this area. So that's why he was supposedly going to be at the baseball card shop this weekend, but now he ended up over in Port St. Lucie with the Mets, helping them out this weekend. He still looks good, still looking good. So Kranick is pitching, got a little grounder up the middle. It's a double play ball thrown over, and it is a turn for the double play, and the Mets get out of the inning. It is still 0-0 in the middle of the second inning. So we'll kind of cover the Nationals game during the commercial breaks like this. So it is the information coming in from the Nationals ballpark for the Mets split squad is kind of coming in slow. So it's been a little bit hard, but Wyatt Young strikes out for the Mets over there. Nick Madrigal got the starter, was in the starting lineup for the Mets over at the Nationals Park. I don't even know what their spring training stadium is, but he got the start over there, and looks like he is no longer in the game. I've not seen any updates. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, Madrigal did start the game, so I'm not sure what happened here. All right, we're at commercial break. It is 0-0 in the Marlins Mets game going on. Marlins do have 3 hits, but no runs through 2. Luis Torrens is going to be leading off for the Mets here after we come back from commercial break. They're re-showing the highlights of Juan Soto from yesterday and yesterday's game. Good afternoon, Lisa. I'm doing well. How are you doing? So I just got home. I was doing a few deliveries over lunchtime. Just got home a little bit late for the Mets stream, but going to stream the Mets game. Then I'm going to go back out for this afternoon and evening. So we got lots of different things going on. But how are you today? Yeah, I had a couple of good Instacarts. That's all I've done today is a couple Instacarts. They got a little promo, so I got a 6 batches, $72 guaranteed. So but I still have to complete 4 more late this afternoon and evening. So I'm hoping the Mets games go by kind of fast. But trying to do it. Corey, how's it going? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Are you out delivering today, Corey? Luis Torrens is up for the Mets right now, by the way. So the Mets are split squad. They're playing 2 games at 2 different stadiums. They are at Port St. Lucie playing the Marlins, and then the other half of their team. Torrens hits a nice one here, but gets knocked down once again. You're W2 today. Gotcha. So Sandy Alcantara is Alcantara. Sandy Alcantara. He is recovering from injury this year. He was out with injury all last year, so he's trying to make his comeback. Alcantara. So he is set to be their opening day starter, and he's looking pretty well. All right. Jared Young takes the first pitch, pops it up to the left side. So Robbie Snelling is now in pitching for the Marlins. So they're just trying to work Alcantara back nice and quickly. Donovan Walton, he's our future second baseman. How's it going, DeHobbit? So the Mets got 2 games going on right now. They are getting absolutely smoked at Washington. They are down 5-0. That last inning, Ryan Clifford grounded out and Jet Williams grounded out. So you're watching Mets Nats. Okay, I'm watching Mets Marlins and but also keeping an eye on the Mets Nats. It's really crazy trying to cover 2 games at the same time. I'm not even going to try to watch both at the same time. So I'm going to follow that, but you can also fill in DeHobbit anything that you're seeing from the Nationals ballpark, because you can only watch 1 game at a time. I was kind of surprised how many of our starters and like Major League roster actually made the trip to the Nats game. So looks like no Pete, no Nimmo, no Lindor, no Soto today for the Mets at either ballpark. So Mets just made the 3rd out in the inning against there. So Max Kranick has 36 pitches. He's been getting into a lot of trouble but getting out of trouble so far. So definitely not as sharp as Clay Holmes was yesterday. Yeah, that's what I was seeing. I was like, usually you don't travel that many guys split squad, but I don't know where the Nationals is. If it's usually you just travel all of your, you travel all your other guys. All right, let's see. Can I pull this up here really quick? Of course, I get to listen to Gary, Keith, and Ron. All right, Dylan Cruz. Oh! Tyron Taylor lays out. Dylan Cruz is going to get a triple on this play. Dylan Cruz is like one of the top prospects for the Washington Nationals. I don't know if he's technically a prospect or maybe he's a rookie now. I'm not exactly sure of his status, but yeah, he absolutely did that. Tyron Taylor made a good effort there. Made a really good effort. So I'll just switch over to the Mets-Nats game during commercial breaks here as best as possible. All right. Tyler Zuber, I believe, is coming in for the Mets at Port St. Lucie. So that is going there. Yeah, Dylan Cruz smoked that one. He's a good player. So yeah, we got Tyler Zuber is going to be taking over for the Mets. So this is kind of one of the things that I am excited about, is just getting to see more of these guys. We got lots of like bullpen spots that Mets are going to be fighting for. Yeah. All right. Zuber gets out to an 0-2 count, so pitch and strikes, which is definitely what we want to hear. I know, yeah. Dylan Cruz, I know in the baseball card industry, he's like one of the hot rookie cards this year. So Dylan Cruz is definitely the big deal. Hit back up the middle. Walton fields it, throws it over. And we got one out. So Tyler Zuber. That was Sanoha. So Dahabit's going to give you guys some updates from the Mets Nationals game. I'll flip over there during commercial breaks, but I'm going to primarily cover the Port St. Lucie because I'd rather listen to Gary, Keith, and Ron. There's never enough Gary, Keith, and Ron games, so you got to take them. All right, so Acosta is batting here, and Zuber is pitching. That's ball one there. Strike right down the middle. So it's 1-1. Zuber's coming out. He looks pretty good so far. So the Mets are getting absolutely shellacked in Washington right now. They're losing 5-0. Gave a 5 in the first. We got another grounder to the shortstop here, which is Luis Angel Acuna. Throws it over. And it's an efficient inning so far. 2 outs. 6 pitches in with 2 ground ball outs for Tyler Zuber. So it's really good to see the Mets pitchers pitching to contact. All right. Dane Myers is batting for the Marlins. Zuber, pitch, strike one. Oh, whoa, that's a ball. Wow, I thought that was a strike. All right, ball one. Ball one down the middle. So hopefully we'll have a quick inning and I'll hop right back over. The fun things that we get to do. Is it 6-0 now? Shook is pitching for the Mets. TJ Shook. He pitched with Binghamton in Double-A last year. So, and the Nationals have their main team there. The Mets are split squad today. Do you have any updates, Dahabit, on Nick Madrigal, why he was taken out of the game? I was trying to figure that out because we are giving away a Nick Madrigal rookie card, and I was like, I saw he played. Did he get hurt, or was it just get him in the game and a quick little defensive substitution? All right. Zuber does walk the next guy here, so that's not good. That's not what you want to see. So we'll go ahead and pin this comment as well. We are going to do the drawing either tonight or tomorrow for the Nick Madrigal rookie card. So in case he becomes a key player for the Mets off the bench, we don't know if he's going to make the team or not even. But in case he does, you have a chance to win that. Just have to sign up at that link that is in the pinned comment. You can do it anytime in between. Awkward throw to first. All right. Well, you definitely are going to be super precautionary with any sort of injuries in spring training. Gotcha. Because I saw he fielded the ball and then I saw he came out. So that's kind of what I wanted. Hey, Stan. Yeah, I was a little late in getting started today. I missed the first inning. I was out working doing some food deliveries. I'm going to go back out and do food deliveries later. And I just decided, you know what? I saw that the Mets game is not on TV tomorrow. So I decided, you know, I'll come home and I'll stream today and then not worry about tomorrow. I'm going to try to stream as many of the afternoon games as I can. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how bad. I mean, if you're Jose Iglesias, not that you're rooting for injury, but that does leave the door open. If you're me, trying to excite you all by giving away a Nick Madrigal rookie card. That doesn't play out quite so well. I don't have any Jose Iglesias rookie cards. I have multiple Nick Madrigal rookie cards though. So I hope it's just a precautionary thing. We'll get some updates as we go from there. Paul DeYoung does strike out to get the Mets out of that inning. Mets are down 6-0 after 2. That is the JV squad over the Nationals Park. So at least the JV pitching squad. I think there's a handful. Zuber picked the guy off of first. They kept an eye on him. They had already tried to pick off play. Very nice pickoff play by Zuber there. So the Mets get out of the inning. It is still 0-0 in the Mets-Marlins game. So this is crazy, guys. We would obviously never have this chance to try to cover 2 games at once. I'm going to switch over to, I guess both games are on commercial break right now, but just a little bit of a reset. Vientos does have a hit today in the Mets-Marlins game. In fact, that is the only hit that the Mets have, and he got it off of Sandy Alcantara, who looked really good. Sandy Alcantara is coming back from injury for the Marlins. He was top-tier pitcher just a couple of years ago. Did he actually win the Cy Young? If not, he was like one of the best. And he came back and he looked sharp, and still Vientos managed to get a hit off of him. So that was really good. So Max Kranick pitched a couple innings, got into some trouble, got out of some trouble. Not as impressive as Clay Holmes yesterday, but for someone who's just trying to battle to make the roster, I think he is more than happy. I believe it was 2 innings pitched. He pitched 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 strikeout, but didn't give up any runs, and he was really able to bear down when it came down to it. So yeah, both of those games kind of went to commercial break. I'm gonna stick here with the Marlins game. Okay. Get ready to speak Japanese. Wow. So I didn't realize Mets trained in St. Petersburg from 62 to 87, which is funny. So that's like right when like 86, 87 is like I was 6, 7 years old. But I don't ever remember hearing about St. Pete. So obviously I wasn't that big of a Mets fan as a 6 and a 7-year-old. Knicks, oh yeah. I don't do much basketball. We will do a little coverage of the NCAA March Madness tournament. I went to a couple of New Jersey Nets games when I was a kid, when they were still in New Jersey, when they were the New Jersey Nets. Over the Marlins game, Alex Ramirez is up. Alex Ramirez is trying to kind of make a comeback in the minors and make his push. He was one of our highly touted prospects. He had a decent day yesterday. He's 0-1, takes the ball low. It's going to be 1-1. So yeah, I'd love to know, are all of you guys kind of the standard, Mets, Knicks, Jets fans, Rangers? Like, what are your teams? I don't follow basketball and hockey too much, but I am a New York Mets and Miami Dolphins fan. It's kind of my conflicting views because obviously, and my brother-in-law is a New York Mets and Jets fan. So we're baseball buddies in the summer, but then football rivals in the fall. So okay, Knicks, Rangers, Giants is it Mets and Giants? I always associated most were Mets, Jets, and Yankees, Giants, but I don't know if that's correct. So, and then it was usually Rangers. Yeah, that was pretty standard. But when I lived in New Jersey, there were lots of Devils fans because New Jersey. So they love showing the alligators on the SNY broadcast. They get such a kick out of it. Red Sox will spend big because Liverpool FC is running the EPL in Fenway. Yeah, well, it's kind of interesting, right? When you can start to like make money off of one to do that too. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement on the Taylor Swift Chiefs. Alex Ramirez ends up striking out swinging there. And they're back to the Geico Gecko from yesterday, too. Yeah, I feel like it's not as big of a deal to be a Jets and a Giants fan. That's not like as conflicting as being a Mets and Yankees fan. Though I certainly know there are some people who are like Mets Yankees. Some people are just kind of like New York sports fans, and they'll have their preference. Like maybe they'll root for the Mets in a Subway Series, but otherwise they'll root for both teams. So I do have, if I had any loyalties though to like basketball and hockey, it would actually be Minnesota, because I've been to more Minnesota Wild games and Minnesota Timberwolves games. So I've actually probably been to more Minnesota Twins games than anywhere, because when I lived in Minnesota, like anytime the Mets would come to town, which back in the day wasn't that often, it was like every 6 years, but I would try to get to as many Mets games in Minnesota. But like there was a summer when I was in college, I think I probably went to 30 Twins games. They had like nice grounder up the middle for Morabito. He's going to beat that out easily for an infield hit. It was a good play to knock it down and keep it in the infield. Yankees and Mariners. Wow, Lisa, that's a crazy split. That's a crazy split to get a Yankee Mariner split. Do they have West Coast ties? Morabito steals. Oh, steals it easily. Ball goes into the outfield. He thought about going to third on that. I like this Morabito kid. I don't know much about him. Let me do a little research. Let's learn. So Morabito is actually a minor leaguer. He is not even officially in camp with the Mets. So he just played A ball and high A ball last year. Yeah, and he destroyed A ball, guys. In A ball, he was hitting 397. Then he moved up to high A, still hit 294. I like this. He looks like he's young, guys. I don't know how young he is, but he looks young. Born in 2003, so 22. He's a young kid. So he's a second round draft pick by the Mets in 2022. I like him. He's got some energy. He's got some speed. He's center fielder. So, I mean, hey, we could use the center fielder. Oh, cool. Yeah, Stan. Okay, Red Sox, Giants, Knicks, West Ham, soft spot for the Mets, second favorite team. Your enemy's your friend. Awesome, Stan. Yeah, so we've got another one of our mods is a big Red Sox fan. So you'll see Savage Batman in here. He's a big Red Sox fan. He's Red Sox and Cowboys, which is kind of a crazy mix. So really good for the 90s for one of those teams, and really good for the 2000s for the other one of those teams. So yeah, so we will be covering football into the fall as well. So we'll I'll cover from a Miami Dolphins fan. I actually have another YouTube channel. For those of you who are familiar with Tom Grassi, I covered some football over on a separate channel that was not sports focused. It just we talked about sports, but it wasn't a sports focused channel. And he came over and rated us during some of his football streams. So, I love Ichiro. Ichiro's awesome. Woo! Vientos takes that ball outside. Vientos is he's looking really good and solid at the plate this year so far. I mean, I know it's early, but so I got some practice doing some football streaming, but we're going to be all in. Vientos hard hit ball. It will that will be the third out. Vientos will be out at third. But I like this Morabito, Nick Morabito. If you want to be tracking some Mets prospects, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's see. New York Mets prospect list. He's not even officially a spring training invitee. He is he's just here as a fill-in because we have the split squad. This prospects 1500 list has him ranked as our number 13 prospect. Again, he's only in high A, so he's got a lot to go. But I like what I'm seeing there. This doesn't look like it's too big for the moment for him, and he's doing that. So they have him a couple steps above Alex Ramirez, and this list for those of you who are interested, they have Jet Williams number 1, Brandon Sproat number 2, Drew Gilbert number 3, Luis Angel Acuna number 4, Ronnie Mauricio 5, Ryan Clifford 6, Carson, is it Benji or Beng? I'm not 100% sure on that. Number 7, Jonah Tong number 8, Jesus Baez number 9, and Blade Tidwell number 10. Yeah. I think growing up in the 80s for baseball was just so beautiful. There were so many players that it was like baseball was fun, but not in the showboaty way. It was like the perfect time to be a kid in baseball because you had Tony Gwynn and Kirby Puckett and Ozzie Smith and Ricky Henderson. I mean, it was such a beautiful time. I mean, I could go on and on. Plus, as a Mets fan, I had the 86 Mets. I mean, it was just crazy. But then you had some of that nastiness too. Like I remember, you had like Norm Charlton and John Franco, and there was one other. They were the Nasty Boys for the Reds, and of course, John Franco came over with the Mets eventually. 80s baseball was just beautiful. And I mean, like I would watch every single Cubs game that I could watch. Of course, I watched every Mets game that I could watch. But back in the 80s, so many of the Cubs games were on during the day. So like there was lots of days Cubs game was on. WGN, we got WGN. And then I'd watch Braves games. Even though I hated the Braves, I love baseball. Like I just wanted to watch baseball. Vitalik, how's it going? Hope you are doing well. Showing some snow cones or whatever, some Italian ice, whatever they're serving there at Port St. Lucie. Yeah, Rob Dibble, he was the other one. Sharon, you got it. That was it. That was the other one I was thinking of. Man, I just love 80s baseball was beautiful. And then it kind of like, my personal love for baseball just took a big hit for that. What was that? 93? Was that the strike season? It just took a big hit. And that was the year. Was it Tony Gwynn was like at 400 with the strike shortened season, or I was like really close. A pickleball game. Hey, guess what? Where I live in Naples, Florida, we're like the pickleball capital of like the United States. We host like the national pickleball championships or world. I don't know. We host some sort of major pickleball thing. I know Cal Ripken, George Brett. I mean, I could just go on and on with like they weren't on my team, but they were still like the guys I collected. So I just have such a soft spot in my heart for 80s baseball. Of course, as a Mets fan, Dwight Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, and I know it's kind of unfortunate the way some of their lives took some turns, but I mean, I think some of them have really kind of made comebacks, and that's like, to me, that's as important of a story as anything, not just their failings, but like, especially I think Dwight Gooden has really come back strong. So yeah, someday when I'm out of debt, I'm going to rebuild my 80s card collection. I'm going to rebuild it. Even into the early 90s, like I was a huge Mike Piazza fan, and then Mike Piazza ended up getting traded to the Mets. And it was like the coolest thing because I was a catcher in Little League. So I just when your favorite player not on your team gets traded to your favorite team, it was beautiful. By the way, Zuber is still pitching for the Mets here in the top of the fourth. This game is still 0-0. Good. Yeah, and I know like that's good to hear because I know Strawberry, he really struggled for a long time. And that's good to hear that he's doing well too. Like I got nothing for love for these guys. They were my childhood, and then when you're a kid watching baseball, you don't know about all these things, and then you learn about the backstory, and then it all kind of cycles back around where it's like Yeah, like, it's good to see that they're getting their life back where it needs to be, and that's, like, the journey of life. Um, so Zuber walks, and then the next batter gets a base hit here. We're first and third, and, throw is in and good, but he missed the tag, it looks like, so it turns out to be a double. So, the Marlins have a genuine threat here in the top of the fourth against Zuber. He went up and got that pitch. So Zuber looks sharp. The first inning, this inning is not looking quite so sharp. He did have. Oh no, that throw wasn't as in time. There's just the camera angle. He clearly was in. He's all right. So Marlins have second and third. That's good to hear. I mean, if you ever have the chance to pass anything on from me, Stan, please do so. Like, I mean, it really is like it. I am so not internet trolly about my sports. Like, yeah. Oh, I mean, when you look at the stats that Dwight Gooden put up in like, was it 85? It was 85. Like, I mean, it's mind blowing. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's so many pitchers that if they pitched, if you just imported their stats to today, guaranteed Cy Young. Like guaranteed Cy Young. So many pitchers. Hey, they're coming back. Okay, so how do we score, Dahavid? I gotta keep you going here. All right, so it's second and third. There is one out. Ooh, man. This is just an observation. I don't know for sure, but it does look like there might be a female umpire at second base in this Marlins Mets game. I don't know how to confirm that. I don't know if there's anywhere that tracks umpires. I have no commentary, just something that I've noticed. Have there been female umpires in the majors? I know there have been female referees in the NBA. And Zuber walks, the bases loaded here. So he's up to 32 pitches. So I guess they're going to let him pitch through it here. They probably just have a pitch count they want from him here. Oh, so okay, so in the Jesse Winker had a bases loaded walk there. Is it in the NFL now? I'll have to check. All right, and then Luis De Los Santos, he grounded out into a fielder's choice. So it's 6-2 Nationals over the Mets. Now that inning is over. All right, so. Let's see what's going on here. They doing a mound visit for Tyler Zuber here. They're going to leave Zuber in. Obviously, if this were a real game, this is probably not the situation. Hicks is up for the Marlins. So we'll get to see how Zuber does under. This is one of the most stressful pitching situations I've seen the Mets have so far this spring training. So let's see how Zuber pitches out of it. He gets off to a first pitch strike. Second pitch is going to be a ball outside, so 1-1 count for Zuber. The Mets do have two games going on right now, so we'll try our best not to confuse you. Okay, one on the field, one in the booth. Okay, sounds good. I don't care as long as they the best of the job. Little blooper, nice catch by Acuna to track that down, and so there's going to be two outs. I mean, Acuna makes this play look easy, but he was running away and had to kind of backhand it running away, a little popper. And I mean, if he takes one wrong step there, that could easily fall in. All right, so Zuber's going to come out now. He hit 35 pitches, which is they're saying that was his pitch limit. And that's kind of what this is this is not about winning or losing these games. It's literally about stretching these guys' arms out and stuff like that because, you know, once it matters, then it matters. But these two games have been in sync for commercial breaks. All right, Grant Hartwig is going to be taking over pitching at the Mets Nationals game. at the Mets Marlins game, we have a pitching change. They have not yet announced. I'm not yet seeing who the pitcher is. Maybe they announced it and I missed it. But are there any? All right. Major League Baseball female umpires. Now, again, this is spring training, so it could be someone who is Jen Powell on the verge of becoming first MLB woman umpire, but all those articles that I'm seeing are from 2024. I'm wondering if that's her. Let me see if I can find. Is that going to be in the? I wonder if that would be in the box score. Yeah, that's who it is. It is Jen Powell. So let me just drop a link for you guys in case you want to read more about her. This, I'm not going to do a deep dive. This is just the first link that came up. For those of you who are interested, she is umping in the game today. So they are tracking umpires in the box score here. So okay. Well, there. See, always learning something new. The one in basketball gets a lot of social media play. So anytime I have a little extra time and scroll social media sports stuff, she tends to pop up. So I don't know her name because I don't follow basketball. But all right, bases are loaded. Let's see who's coming in. Daniel, not Danielle. Daniel Suarez. Suarez, I guess you say it with the S sound. And it's first pitch balls. That's definitely not what you want here trying to pitch out, but it's a high leverage situation. Juarez. Yeah, they said Suarez at first, but now they're saying Juarez. That's how I would have pronounced it. Albert Almora Jr. is up for the Marlins. The bases are loaded. There's 2 outs. It's a 1-1 count over here. Pops it up. Acuna is going to settle under it. He does get out of the inning, so it is still 0-0 here. Still 0-0. We got a scoreless game, which is funny because this Marlins game started. The Mets Marlins game started after the Mets Nationals game, but because there's been no scoring, that game is actually ahead of the Nationals game at this point in time. All right, I'll hop over to Mets Nationals really quick. Just give you So Grant Hartwig is pitching for the Mets over this game. There's 2 outs. Be good to see Hartwig have just a nice little outing here today. So we got we're following 2 Mets games at the same time. The primary we're going to follow is the Marlins at the Mets. So I can listen to Gary, Keith, and Ron. But we'll also, DeHobbit's been giving us some good updates from the Nationals game as well. So is this Riley Adams? Is that who that is? I see Adams. 0-2 count. Oh, he got him. He went. Oh, he said he didn't go. They said to check the swing. Punch him out. 1 ball, 2 strike here. This is the Mets at Nationals. That's in the bottom of the 3rd, about to go to the top of the 4th. As soon as Hartwig strikes him out. Got another foul ball. Looks like it's going to be out of play. Stan, I got to say no on that. My traditionalist side, I understand. Hey, sorry, DeHobbit. Sorry, I mixed the 2 there. So first of all, Stan, Mets are down 6-2 now. They did score 2 runs early this inning. A 1 ball, 2 strike. Get him out. Oh, come on. Man, another check swing. He's almost got him fooled here. So yeah, Dahab, favor of a new rule in MLB, you can pick anyone to at bat to hit during the last out of a game. No, I just don't. I Yeah, we're slowly. Well, I mean, I'm not sure how long they'll leave the vets in, but there is a little firepower at the top of the lineup there. All right, I want to see Grant Hartwig get this out, and then we'll switch back over to the Marlins game. So, no, I mean, I'm so old school. I want to go back to having no DH in that National League. I think that adds just such a nice strategic element to everything here. Come on, let's strike him out, Hartwig. Let's go. I got to get back to the other game. There we go. That's a strike. Yeah, it is. Apparently, that was definitely a strike. All right. Good. Hartwig strikes him out. That looks like I didn't get to watch all of that, but that looks like a good inning for Grant Hartwig there. So, someone that we're definitely going to want to have options. Yeah, but I mean, once they get on base, I don't know how that would work. I mean, it's a cool. You know what it sounds like a cool concept for? Banana ball, Savannah Bananas, banana ball. Like I'd be okay with that in something that's more like a entertainment rec league. But the baseball purist in me, um, yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't go for it. But I love the concept for like either a rec league or something along those lines. I know, I know. Oh, Beatty drives one deep. It's gonna hop up against the wall. One hop the wall. It's gonna be a nice. Oh, that's the best. That is the best swing I've seen Brett Beatty take so far. I know. I know it's never coming back. Offense is king. Old fan yells at cloud. I'm gonna create like a little series of like all the things. But like I'm okay with some changes. I am. I try not to be. I really like this ball strike challenge system. I would love to have. I think how they're using it right now looks really good. Jose Siri is up now for the Mets here. Brett Beatty just hit a nice solid double. That was the best swing I've seen Beatty have. He had some good at bats yesterday where he battled with 2 strikes, but that was the most solid swing because he looked fooled a little bit yesterday. So, yeah, it's so hard because money rules the sport. I don't know. I don't know how you could get back to it. So one of the ideas that I like, this would never happen. It's too complicated. But I would like to have starting maybe like the beginning or middle of August, just start having elimination playoffs from the absolute bottom. So I think you could have a system where you could have the bottom teams would like face off. So let's just say I'm going to pick 2 teams. Okay, not picking on them, but let's say the 2 teams with the worst record in the National League. You can never do this because scheduling would be too impossible. Siri grounds it to shortstop. Beatty's going to move to. Oh, I did that in. That's funny. I said Siri, and then that actually triggered Siri. That's funny stuff. Anyway, Siri, Jose, I'm gonna have to do that because I'm streaming on my phone. Jose, Siri. I can't do it. Every time I say Siri, it triggers my phone. All right. Jose grounds out to shortstop, and Brett Beatty moves to third on the plate. Hey, let's go for it, Raul. Absolutely. So far, so good. Looking good in spring training. We got to get a little update on the Nick Madrigal injury. He started over at the Nationals game. Didn't do that, but no, I would love to see something where, let's say, the Marlins and the Pirates are the 2 worst teams come middle of August. Have them play a 3-game series. The winner of that series continues to move on. Like they're still alive for the playoffs. So that would keep teams in it. And it would keep teams maybe from tanking as much at the All-Star break. and you could still have something along those lines. And then whatever team wins that series, they play the next team above them in the standings all the way up. And I think it would be a way that you could essentially eliminate the wild card by giving teams the worse you do early in the season, the more games you're going to have to win and more series you'd have to win to keep advancing. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would be a tournament so much in this case. It would be, but it would at least be like some sort of, it would almost be like a bracket where every team but the bottom two teams would have a bye, and then every two teams but the bottom three teams, you know what I mean? And you just have to keep winning series to move on, and then you could just get to a point where you could have a true 14 playoff. You could basically have your 3 division champs and one battle back champion or something like that. I don't know exactly how it would work. It'll never happen, but that was just a mental exercise I did one time. All right, Brett Beatty is on third. This is the Mets' best chance to score so far. There's one out. Luis Torrens is up with a 2-2 count. All right, Raul's going out there. 45 homers, 135 RBIs, 345 average. So inside ball. That was really close. They don't challenge it. No challenge. We were talking yesterday, how funny would it be if we could end up getting Clay Holmes, Cy Young, and Juan Soto MVP? Like the double Yankee smackdown. All right, Torrens works the walk. So we got first and third, one out, bottom of the fourth inning here. Mets are trying to get something on the board here. In the other game that we're following during commercial breaks, the Mets are down 6-2 in the middle of the fourth inning. Luis Moreno is coming in to pitch for Grant Hartwig for the Mets. Simone Juan, he's another Mets prospect. He's coming in for Jesse Winker. Gilberto Celestino, he's coming in for Tyron Taylor. So it looks like most of the Mets starters are coming out. I wonder, let's see, have they pulled Alvarez yet? Have they? Most of these guys are not going to be in. I guess Francisco Alvarez is still in the game for now, but he's just DHing over at that other game. So, all right, first and third. There's a balk. There's a balk. Spring training balk. Brett Beatty's going to score on the balk. That was such a balk. Like, he's almost laughing about it. It was so obviously a balk. So the Mets take a 1-0 lead on a balk. Yeah, well, I mean, Pete Alonso, all these years we've kind of thought like, oh, if only Pete Alonso had protection. But in this case, Pete Alonso becomes the protection for Soto. And, that's a really nice thing. And then you're going to have somebody behind him, whether it's going to be an Alvarez, a Vientos, a Nimmo. Soto's going to see pitches. You're going to have to pitch to him. And there's going to be a lot of times that Lindor, assuming the Mets go with the Lindor, Soto, Alonso, 1, 2, 3, I hope they do. If they go with that, there's going to be a lot of times that Lindor's going to be on base. So, are you really going to want to, like at the top of the first, if Lindor hits a double, are you really going to walk Soto and put runners on first and second, nobody out in the top or the bottom of the first inning? I think Soto's going to see pitches for sure. I hope so, Raul. I'm a little concerned Vientos is going to see some regression this year. So I've just put it out there to Mets fans. All right, we got another walk for the Mets. The Mets have runners on first and second. Still just one out. So just don't get on Vientos too much if there's a little regression, especially the first half of the year, because there's a lot of tape out there on Vientos now. A lot of guys got to see him hit in the playoffs. So, yeah, no, I agree. But I'm just saying that pitchers, there's a lot more. There's just it's pretty natural to have a little bit of regression in your second season. It's just a natural thing. So hey, I'm here for it. Let's do it. Let's see it. Let's see a great season. So I think we got a meeting at the mound for the Marlins right now. Yeah, well, my question is where do you bat Vientos? Because I feel like, woo, Walton's bat just splintered like crazy. That was complete firewood right there. We got some firewood. Give that. That's like a lethal weapon. That bat that just shattered for Walton here. That's a good pitch. Yes. So I am all on board Alvarez. Raul, if we're hitting all these numbers, then we're great. I think Soto's going to get number 2. I think you got to see Soto and Pete in the first inning. That's just my guess. Maybe you go Vientos 4, Nimmo 5. So crazy, but you could go Nimmo 5, Alvarez 6, McNeil 7. My goodness, that lineup is deep. I also like McNeil as a 9 hitter because like sometimes your 9-hole hitter is essentially like a second leadoff hitter. You know, because your job in the 9-hole is to turn the lineup over, and I feel like McNeil. I could even see Nimmo. I know they want power out of Nimmo, but I could see in a pinch, I could see Nimmo being able to go up and hit the 9-hole. But I think you're going to hit Nimmo higher up. But I do like McNeil in the 9-hole. Got a fly ball out to left. No one's going to tag on the play. So the Mets are going to have first and second here with 2 outs. They are up 1-0 against the Marlins. So yeah, I agree. I mean, somebody's going to have a down year. That's just baseball. Not everybody's going to have their career year. Someone's going to have a down year. Hopefully it's not a pitcher. Hopefully it's not our stars. That's inside there. Oh, there's a bird with babies. Alex Ramirez is hitting for the Mets right now. I'd like to see him get a nice hit right here. I'm cheering for Alex Ramirez. He was one of our top prospects, and then he's kind of fallen down the list the last couple years, but he had some good at bats yesterday. I'd really like to see him rip one here. He took a pitch on 3-0, so it's 3-1 now. Let's see him give it a rip here. Got a runner on second. Woo! He wanted that one. That was a good swing, but he missed it. Yeah, Soto helps shorten slumps. I agree. Yes, I absolutely agree. I agree, and he also takes the pressure off of everybody. So full count. Ramirez fouls the ball off here. All right, what you got, Raul? Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Vientos, Nimmo, Alvarez, Winker, McNeil, Siri. I got to be careful. I can't say the name. We need to come up with a new name because I can show you guys really quick. I'm just because my computer's old. Ramirez strikes out. I can show you guys really quick, especially since it's commercials. Which way do I have to take it? Right there. Anyway, I'm streaming the game on my phone because I want to make sure the connectivity on the internet is as fast for you guys as possible. So we need to come up with another name for Jose that I can say that does not involve activating the assistant on my phone, if you guys know what I mean. I might just call him Jose. Yeah, I mean, a 50-mile trip for Francisco Alvarez and Jesse Winker. That's like, I wonder if they wanted to go. You know, I could see Jesse Winker being like, yeah, let me road trip it. Because usually that's why, because these are bus trips. These aren't, you know. Yeah, and the pitching lab and the hitting lab are both coming along good. So, no, I agree. I mean, I had nothing to take Beatty's Tahoe. I had nothing against you know, I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, point is, our pitching lab, our hitting lab, I like Mendoza, and I like the direction that the franchise is going. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not in favor of trading away a ton of our minor league talent and our prospects before the season even starts. Like, look, if we're in need come the trade deadline, I want to have those chips available, but I don't want to trade for somebody now and pay a higher price now for the full season for these guys. Let's just keep building out our farm. I mean, there are so many years, like you look at our farm system and it was just trash. And now I look at it, I'm like, wow, I know names down to like the top 15 prospects. And I bet you a lot of even casual Mets fans know quite a few of the prospects in our farm system. They know names like Sproat. Like, obviously they know Acuna, Mauricio, who are still considered prospects. So, yeah, ain't that the truth? Every mile closer to Miami just gets worse and worse. I got a buddy who lives over by Port St. Lucie, so I've been over there. Ghost is pitching for the Mets. He actually just made the catch on the pop fly foul ball. You will not see that often at all. A pitcher catching a foul pop fly. So Ghost started as an outfielder, and he did get in 3 big league games last year. So he's a pitcher. He's a lefty. Got another pop up. That's back-to-back pop-ups. All right. That's a pop-up to center. So we got 2 quick outs here for Ghost. 2 pitches, 2 pop outs, 1 foul and 1 to center. So I don't know much about this Ghost kid. Gose. Yeah, he's our two sport, right? Yeah, he's beefy. Dane Myers is beefy. I like this Ghost kid. He's pitching well today. I don't know anything about him. By the way, it's 7-2 Nationals for in the other split squad game. He's pitching well. I mean, it's good to see these guys. Good to see guys like this. I mean, he's made a couple major league games, but it's just fun to like just making it to the show. Oh, nice pitch. Is he going to challenge that? I thought he was going to challenge that one. That was a really good inning for Ghost. So he pitched. Let me look him up really quick here. We'll do some research. Like that's what's fun about doing this live is you're just like, hey, let's learn about these guys. Yeah, so he was with Cleveland last year. Pitched 3 games last year, 4 innings pitched, but gave up 5 runs. So they were saying he has like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So check this out, though. He was born in 1990. Do the math on that, right? He's 34 years old. He was drafted in 2008. If you want to have a shot of making the majors, your best shot is be a lefty who can pitch. Hey, that's good stuff. Yeah, some of the stuff that AI can give you in like real time, super nice. So Ghost was drafted by the Phillies second round in 2008, but he was drafted as an outfielder. So he pitched with Cleveland in 21, 22, and 24. His lifetime major ERA is 4.78 in 32 innings pitched, but he looks sharp there today. Yeah. All right. So a little reset here. In the Marlins at the Mets game, the Mets are up 1-0. Morabito. I like him. Morabito's coming up for the Mets. So who are you asking about? Somebody was asking about somebody. Jared Young. Hey, Celestino got another hit today. He looked pretty good yesterday. Looked good today. I'm not watching that game. Yeah, Francisco Alvarez is still in there. I wonder if he's just working. I know Alvarez worked on retooling his swing, so maybe they're just trying to get him as much live batting practice essentially as possible. Morabito, let's go, Morabito. Nice. Ah, I thought he got it up the middle. Not quite. Morabito. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to keep I'm gonna have to research on Jared Young a little bit because I don't know too much about him. But with these guys who go play overseas, I don't think it hurts them at all. You know, the level of competition and then also having to learn how to refine your skill in a different culture. I think that helps. Acuna bounces it to short, almost beats it out. That was good. So we got 2 outs here, two quick ground ball outs. Alvarez gets a single as well, then he's pinch run for, which that makes sense. So Mets do have 2 on in that Nationals game right now, and Simone Juan coming up. Yeah, wasn't he on fire? Like, I know it's hard because you want to get these guys playing time, but man, I feel so confident giving Lindor a day off and having Acuna play in his place. You know, because we need Lindor to be. I know Lindor's work ethic is phenomenal, but if we could get him just a couple more days of rest, even if they're DH days, and allow Acuna to come in, I'm very, very high on Acuna. Yeah, he was like on fire all winter ball. The other thing is, since he played so much, I don't think it's as big of a deal if he sits maybe a little bit more. I hope he breaks camp with the Mets. I think this is my guess. I think they're going to send Mauricio to AAA. There's no need to rush him back. Oh, you're guessing the Vientos homer right here. Vientos is up, by the way. It's 2 balls and no strikes. It's a great hitter's count. 3-0, ball in the dirt. 3-0 on Vientos. Think he's swinging 3-0? Have him swing away. I bet you he'll be swinging away. He's got to swing away on 3-0. Oh, he's under it. Sounded good. You were close. You're close. Yeah, that he wasn't off by much though. That bat sounded really good. You almost had it to Hobbit. You were like, I mean, he did not miss that by much. He got under it just a little bit. Yeah. So I mean, if you can have Beatty, Vientos, Acuna, Lindor, McNeil, and a utility guy, whether it's Madrigal or whether we bring Iglesias back, but you're going to, some other, I think that's probably your infield. That would be my guess at this point. I could see a world where Beatty also doesn't make it, but I hope for his sake he does. Baseball Zen. They're raking the field. Get the surround sound of raking. So, by the way, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us here. I know these are just spring training games. There is no video broadcast tomorrow, so at least not from what I was seeing. So we won't be live tomorrow, but we'll try to be live on Tuesday if we can, to the best of our ability. Doing our best to do that. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're our MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel, covering baseball and football from a New York Mets, Miami Dolphins fan perspective. We're going to have a little fun with the NCAA March Madness tournament too, because spring training baseball is fun, but I need something that counts for something. So we'll do something. Maybe we'll set up a league. Are you guys interested in setting up completely for fun? No money. I have no extra money. I am completely broke, in debt, trying to pay off debt. So I can't do anything for money anyway. But are you guys interested if we put together just a fun league solely for bragging rights for the NCAA tournament? Let me know. Just put together like something on ESPN or whatever. Let me know if you guys are interested. We'll do that. But yeah, please hit that subscribe channel. We're also giving away this Nick Madrigal rookie card in the next 48 hours. I'm going to say we're going to do the drawing. I'm not exactly sure how to do the drawing because I've got to figure out, because most everybody is just submitting email addresses and I can't broadcast those. But we'll figure out a way to do it. Even if you don't win, you'll get a discounted code to my eBay store where I sell other sports cards too. So, all right. Herget is pitching for the Mets now here in this game. First pitch strike, second pitch ball in the dirt. Grounder to short. William Lugo took over for Acuna at short, so Acuna is done for the day. I'll copy and paste some of the defensive changes here just so you guys have them. This is in the Marlins game, by the way, for those of you following along. These I'm just going to copy and paste in case you care. So yeah, we got two games going on. The Mets are getting shellacked still in their Nationals game. They're down 7-3. How do they score? Simone Juan grounded into a force out, but is an RBI ground out. That Jackson Reitz scored on. So the Mets are down 7-3. That's in the bottom of the fifth. We're mainly covering this Mets-Marlins game, though we're to the point in the game that a lot of these guys, unless you're a super Mets fan, you're probably not going to know all their names, but we're having fun researching. It's just fun to learn about your team. A lot of these guys will never see the majors, but these are still lifelong memories, to tell their kids, hey, I got to pitch at spring training and different things like that. So, all right, let's learn about Herget here. Herget is pitching for the Mets against the Marlins. Appreciate all you guys. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Ooh, that's close. I thought he was going to challenge that. It's almost like they're being told not to challenge today, interestingly enough. Herget pitched with the Brewers last year. 7 games for the Brewers. Actually had a save, had a hold. 11 innings pitched. Gave up 2 earned runs. So definitely one of those guys who maybe you'd call up in a pinch. So he was with Tampa Bay in 2022. He pitched 24 innings in 2023 with the Reds. It's a nice pitch, striking there. So this is another guy with some major league experience. Yes, I agree. Mascaro had a good day yesterday. Celestino had a good day yesterday. It's fun seeing these guys, especially once you get in the regular season, unless you're the super fan, you don't have time to follow every single minor leaguer and stuff. So it's fun to see these guys. Herget's pitching pretty well here too. He already got 2 outs to 1-2 count. So Herget, again, he's a righty, but he does have some major league experience. He comes from the Brewers. We know that Stearns likes poaching guys from the Brewers. Oh, nice pitch. That's a really nice strikeout for Herget there. That's one of the most impressive innings I've seen in this game today by our pitchers. Clay Holmes is smiling after that inning. Actually, Clay Holmes is probably not at the ballpark. He's probably doesn't care about that whatsoever. But anyway, based on how he pitched yesterday. So yeah, we're YouTube's smallest New York Mets Miami Dolphins channel. Please, the best thing you can do is like, comment, subscribe, share. We want to just get this channel built up, and we're going to be covering as many games as we can live this season. I am not pulling in any income off this channel, so I do have to work around other jobs and other money-making opportunities. And so, hey, thank you for that like. I saw that pop up. So the faster that we can do that and start bringing in some YouTube AdSense revenue and stuff, then the more I can do. So the more that you invest in me, the more I can invest in you guys. And I appreciate it. I want to have a lot of fun, and I want to stream as many games as we can. It's just kind of fun, especially sometimes if you're ever stuck on the road, you can't get radio signal, or you don't have whatever, it's just fun to talk and build community around it. And so your support and your help is what makes it possible. And that's why I'm going out of my way to try to do some spring training games too. That way, when regular season hits, we're going to be ready to go. If my schedule allows at all, I will try to be live for Mets opening day. There's 2 possibilities. There are sometimes we're a 1-car family, so sometimes that gets in the way, and sometimes my son has baseball at the same time. So let's look up. I'm going to look up the Mets schedule for this year just so we can see. We are also giving away a New York Mets player, Nick Madrigal. At least he's trying to make the team. We have a rookie card of his. That is the pinned comment, so you can click through. That is for our 100 subscribers. As soon as we do that drawing, we're going to do another drawing for 150 subscribers. So once you sign up at the link, you are signed up for every drawing that we will ever do. You don't have to keep re-signing up. It's literally a one-time drawing for everything that we ever do. And so Brett Beatty is still in the game. I'm kind of surprised, but he had a really nice hit last at bat. I think you're going to see a little extra Brett Beatty, because I think that is a genuine question, if Beatty makes the team or not. Absolutely. And look, we like all these guys, but any person can go down with a season-ending injury at any time. And you don't want to have to be in absolute panic mode. Like last year, Acuna steps in, and yeah, obviously we want Lindor in there, but when Lindor gets hurt, Acuna steps in, and it's like, yeah, it's a step down, but it's not like a jump off a cliff down. And so, like, the more you can just keep building out your roster, then as your farm fills up, then you can be riskier with your draft picks, because you can start drafting higher ceiling guys because your floor is already taken care of. and everything else. So no, I agree. I just don't want to be just gutting our farm system for some starting pitcher who's going to leave at the end of this year. It's a little different if we hit July and we're dealing with injury problems, and if Tyler McGill is your number 2 starter come the trade deadline, that's different, right? But this lineup can cover a lot of flaws in the pitching staff, and we don't even know if there's that many flaws in the pitching staff yet. Brett Baty fouled off. Brett Baty has been doing really well with 2 strikes. So I definitely like that. He had a really solid double his last at bat. So I do think Baty has to win a position. Like not a position. He has to win a roster spot. Baty has to win a roster spot in spring training. So I think that's why he's in, whereas some of the other vets are out. Oh, nice. Nice. That's a nice 2-strike hit. That's his second hit on the day for Baty. I really like, again, his 2-strike approach yesterday and today has been so good. Just throwing the bat out there, go the other way with it. They've been playing him to pull. And yesterday, I think he got a hit on that, and I think he's coming out now. It's Ewing is coming into pinch run. AJ Ewing coming in for the so Baty gets the hit there. So that's 2 hits on the day for Baty. So I would say that that's one of the best performances that I have seen. Jose, who cannot be named because it will trigger my phone, is up. So until we come up with a better nickname, we need to come up with a better nickname for Jose. I'll type it. I'm going to type it because I can't say it. It was a Tahoe. The Baty Tahoe. Yeah, Ewing. So it's a fly ball out. Sorry, that's a weird play. All Baty hits are now Tahoe with a Tahoe. Oh, so if it's a home run, is it a Tahoe tater? So on that last play, a bunch of things happened. Jose, who cannot be mentioned, Jose Apple. He hit a fly ball. Ewing was running on the play. Touched second, went past second, didn't retouch. Jose Alexa, I like that. A home run is an Escalade. Or a Suburban. So. Escalade. I used to own an Escalade. It's been quite a few years, but I did own an Escalade. I want to say it was like a 2002 or something like that. All right, how's that Nationals game? I like Jose Alexa. Hobbit. Jose Alexa, because I don't have an Alexa, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I know. It keeps Jose Alexa. Called strike 3. We're gonna have a challenge here on. Yeah, he did. He challenged it. It's a ball. He challenged successfully. It was going to be a called third strike. 0.6 inches. All right, so the Mets have a successful challenge. It kind of seemed like the teams were told not to challenge it because there were a lot of questionable things. All right, so and then he uses his disengagement after that. So Jose Alexa, and then he strikes out swinging on the next pitch. he, he got struck out after all of that. All right, let's see. I'm gonna flip over to the Nationals game here really quick. How's that going? Oh, it's 9-3. This is not going well. Not going well. Nunez is pitching for the Mets here over in this game. Called third strike. All right, well, that's going to end that inning over there. So the Mets are down 9-3 at the Nationals, but that was just a nice little strike out there. Nice pitch. Oh, let's see. No, it wasn't. Who was pitching? Nunez was hitting. Who was pitching? I kind of almost want to stay over at the Nationals game because Jet Williams is coming up. Are you guys okay with that? I'm gonna do that. It's my stream. I can do that. I wanna watch Jet Williams hit. If he probably won't come up there, but yeah. Plus the Marlins are coming up. Who's pitching? Let me see who's pitching for the Mets. I'll let you know who's pitching for the Mets in the top of the 7th. In that Marlins game. But I'm going to stick with the Nationals game because, yeah, we got a couple of our at least due up. So Ryan Clifford is also due up. So Ryan Clifford and Jet Williams are due up here. So I want to, if they stay in, I want to watch both of them. And then, again, they can sub out at this point too. And Luke Ritter as well. Yeah, I agree. That's what Beatty needed. And it's even his 2 strike at bats yesterday were solid. He's hitting really well with 2 strikes. He overswung a little bit early in the count yesterday, but had good 2 strikes. And then today that double was solid and another nice 2 strike going away with it. So I'm just trying to get updates on. We got everybody going here. Are they did they do the Mets sub here? Oh no, not yet. I guess it's young Clifford Williams. Sorry. I was off one in the batting order. Oh, did he catch that? That's a good catch. Man, the defense that these teams have played against the Mets yesterday and today, Robert Hassel with a really nice catch for the Nationals there. But I mean, if we can trust this pitching lab to keep pushing forward, like these guys are getting older, they're getting better. You know, they have, again, now you have Juan Soto to learn from. So that was a really good catch by Robert Hassel. All right. Ryan Clifford is up for the Mets. This is a potential first baseman of the future here for the Mets. Potential. He's a lefty as well. First pitch was ball one, and then we're 1-1 on the count here. I mean, yeah, the problem with Beatty's biggest issue is his age. Is you just get to a point where they can't keep sending you down to the minors because you got new guys coming in. Ooh, he looked fooled on that changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ryan Clifford. This is in the Mets Nationals game right now. We'll go back over to the Marlins game. Marlins at Mets in a second, but I want to see Ryan Clifford and Jet Williams hit here, since we can juggle back and forth between the two. Ooh, that was really close. I thought that was called strike 3. I think that's. Do they not have challenge at the Nationals Park? I don't know. All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ryan Clifford, potential Mets first baseman of the future. Struck him out. He looked overmatched in that at bat, though. He looked completely overmatched there. So, all right, let's go, Jet Williams. Come on, Jet. Is it working? I think they could have challenged. I think that ball 2 was strike 3, unless they're out of challenges. Nationals could have challenged. Jet Williams, pitch 1 is a called first strike. We'll switch over to back to the Mets Marlins game in a second. I want to see who's pitching over there too. Right after Jet Williams. Inside, ball 1. Cameron Foster. That's a name I've never heard. Cameron Foster's pitching for the Mets over in the Marlins game. Jet Williams pops it up out to right field. So that is it. 1, 2, 3 innings. That was not an impressive inning. I'm going back to our game. All right. In this game, Donovan Walton had a throwing error. And then there was a fly out, but then the Mets get a double play to get out of the inning. So I was going to tell you everything that there is to know about Cameron Foster, because now both games are at they're doing the great mascot race. I hate the Phillies, but I have a soft spot in my heart for the Philly fanatic. Yeah, those were both really poor at bats. Not gonna lie, that was not impressive. All right, Cameron Foster, 14th round draft pick by the Mets in 2022 out of McNeese State. Overall pick was 419th. 2023 played in high A ball with a 4.2 ERA. Last year he played in double A at Binghamton with a 3.64 ERA. So, I mean, made some improvements, made some steps. Let's look at some. His whip went up, but his ERA went down. So anyway, he had a nice 1, 2, 3 inning for sure. So, well, appreciate everybody hanging out with us here. I can't wait for. I mean, yesterday was exciting, but now it's kind of almost like I'm already spoiled. It's like, let's get the real games going on. Let's get the real games going. I got to go pretty quick today. I'll do a recap tonight. I will do a recap tonight, but I've got to go and head out to do some work right after the games are over today. But I'll stay with you to the end of both games. So we'll be live to the end of both games. But then after that, I do unfortunately have to work, one of those things. So, but then we'll come back. I would say my most impressive today is Brett Beatty for sure. And then I would say Max Kranick. He didn't have a stellar outing, but he really did pitch out of trouble a couple of times. Those are my, but I would say Brett Beatty for sure. He All right, let's see here. All right, first pitch, foul ball. All right, let me get you caught up here. The Mets are now up. That's a foul ball. It should have been caught. Should have been caught at the major league level. So Jared Young is hitting here. Was Jared Young? Is he the guy that was from KBO? Is that the one you guys were saying? Oh yeah, he's the one. All right, so let me do some research. Focus. Let me look up. I don't know if you're still in here or not, Focus, but let me do some research. I'm only watching one at a time. Yeah, so Jared Young just got hit by a pitch. He's fine. But let me look. I'm just trying to find some other. I guess I'd have to do some checking. So okay, a bunt here. All right, bunt, and there's a high throw to first. The Mets have runners on first and second. It was a really nice bunt. I don't know if his bunt form was the nicest bunt form, but the bunt itself. Wally Joyner, yeah. All right, Alex Ramirez, he struggled today. This is the second time he's come up with runners in scoring position. I really want to see him do some damage here. He's another one of the former rising Met stars who's kind of faded recently. Let's go, Alex Ramirez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, Wally Joyner. There's so many great 80s players names. Even like Dave Henderson, I remember. Foul ball. Yeah, Alex Ramirez just doesn't look like he's locked in yet. Doesn't look like he's really found his swing. So, do you guys have any other stars, especially if you've been watching the Nationals game? You got any other stars of the day that really stick out to you? I got Brett Beatty and Max Kranick. Is there anybody else that we would want to highlight? Foul ball. Got a piece of it. Catcher couldn't hold it, so he stays alive. And of course, I mean, from the baseball card side, it was Frank Thomas and Ken Griffey Jr. were like number 1 and number 2. They were like the absolute best. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Alex Ramirez. He seems out of sorts. So let's go, Alex. Let's get it figured out here. And he strikes out again. Yeah, I think that's 3 strikeouts for Alex Ramirez today. It's not a good day. Yeah, Rock Reigns. Tim Rock Reigns. I actually got to go to a Montreal Expos game in Montreal when I was a kid. And it was like you got to walk on the field and meet some of the players. And I was a catcher in Little League at the time. And I got to meet their catcher at the time, Nelson Santovenia. Nelson Santovenia. So somewhere in the family photo album is a picture of me with him. He played from 87 to 93. Here it is. Not in time. So we got a out at third on that play. So runners are going to remain on first and second. There's a link to Nelson Santovenia, an old worthless baseball card, but that's my number one Expos memory as a kid. All right, 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Mets here. I'm so lost as to where we are even in the game. Oh, they smoked him at second. They completely smoked him at second base. Picked off at second base. I mean, he was out by so far. All right, so that inning is over for the Mets. All right, so it's still 1-0 Mets after 7 against the Marlins. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Also share if you got other Mets fans, friends who like this sort of content, hanging out and talking baseball as the Mets play. We're going to try to get to doing as many games as we possibly can throughout this year, at least as many as my schedule permits. We're also giving away, while we're at commercial break here, we're giving away this Nick Madrigal rookie card. Hopefully he is not hurt bad. He did come out of the game, but either way, we're giving away the rookie card for our 100 subscriber celebration. So I appreciate each and every one of you. So you can sign up at the pinned comment, or if you're watching this on replay, there's a link down below. And so you can sign up there. All you have to do is provide an email address, and you'll be entered in that and every other drawing. Not going to make you have to keep re-entering. I'm not going to be like that. So, all right, let's see. Well, I'm sure we're going to get another pitcher that I've never heard of batting. It is the Mets are down 9-3 in the top of the 7th against the Nationals. They're up 1-0 against the Marlins in the top of the 8th. So even though the Marlins game started after the Nationals game, we're full inning ahead at that game. Let's see who is pitching. Oh, Cameron Foster is pitching again. Fernando Valenzuela, yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cameron Foster pitching still, a second inning for the Mets. He only had 13 pitches, so a lot of this has more to do with getting however many pitches they want to see, more so than what results they see. All right, I think we got our stream back on. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties. But we're good. We're good. Making it work. All right, so the Marlins have runners on first and second here, top of the 8th. Cameron Foster still pitching, but there's no outs. So Mets are only up 1-0. Gary and Keith are having fun conversations. Up the middle, base hit. It's going to be a 1-1 game. 1-1 game. All right. Well, there's no extra innings unless teams would agree to it. Probably not. That steal a third by the Marlins for sure made that easy. Because if they didn't, there could have been a play at the plate on that one. All right. 2 out, runner on first. Cameron Foster just keeps pitching. They're just trying to get everything. It probably has a pitch count. I'm assuming this might be his last batter. 35 has been roughly where they've been aiming. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, he wanted to swing at that. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the curveball with no swing. All right, Mets are going to challenge the curveball there. So the Mets still have 2 challenges. That's a good pitch to challenge. It's close enough. It was a ball, so it's not going to be the strikeout. 1 inch outside. And he gets him on the next pitch. So it all works out in the end. So it's 1-1 in the middle of the 8th. Over in our other game, the Nationals scored again. I think they scored again. Yeah, it's 10-3 Nationals over the Mets. All right, so we're at commercial break here. It's 1-1. Mets and Marlins are tied. That is in the middle of the 8th inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th. If there's no changes, due up is Lugo, Villavicencio, and Ewing. Again, names that you're probably not super familiar with. This is over from the Nationals game, but I thought it was kind of funny because I looked at the box score and I was really confused. So over in the Mets Nationals games, Jeffrey De Los Santos replaced third baseman Luis De Los Santos, batting fourth, playing third base. So apparently the third baseman depth of De Los Santos's in the New York Mets system is deep. We've got lots of De Los Santos's third basemen. Third baseman. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Of course, once we get to regular season games, it'll be that much more interesting. I'm sure our numbers will swell up too as we have a lot more people talking about it, but it's still fun hanging out, getting to know everybody, hearing your stories, hearing about your love for baseball and other sports. So we are MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. Got a bunch of Mets minor leaguers due up. First pitch is ball 1. Strike. Swing and a miss. This is William Lugo up for the Mets right now. Next pitch, outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Stanovich is pitching for the Marlins, for anyone keeping track. Lugo drives one. Is it going to make it? Oh, about 3 steps short of the wall. He gave it a ride. He gave it a ride, but not quite. So it's 1 out for the Mets. Bottom of the 8th. After this Marlins Mets game is over, we'll switch over to the Mets Nationals game. Got a chopper up the middle, right back to the pitcher. Easy play to first base. It's going to be 2 outs here for the Mets. All right. AJ Ewing is now up for the Mets. I believe he came in as a pinch runner a few innings back. 2 balls, 2 balls, no strikes for AJ Ewing. That's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to AJ Ewing here for the Mets. Mets are tied 1-1 with the Marlins. They were up 1-0 pretty much this whole game, but gave it up the top of the 8th. That's a strike. All right, we're going to the 9th inning in the Marlins Mets game. We'll give you a brief little update here. It's the top of the 8th, the Mets at the Nationals. Mets are down that game 10-3. They've been down in that game from the start. All right, well, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us, talking baseball on a spring training Sunday afternoon. I don't think there's a live TV broadcast for tomorrow's game as far as I can see. We'll give you a little bit of a preview of that just so you know. So tomorrow, the Mets play the Cardinals. Mets play the Cardinals at the Cardinals Stadium. So there's a chance there'll be an audio broadcast, like a radio broadcast, if you're on like MLB TV, or if you're local to New York or St. Louis, there's a chance of that, but not seeing any. Yeah, I'm not seeing any watch on. So I do not believe that that game is televised tomorrow, so we will not cover that live. I want to be able to actually analyze the game and the gameplay and everything. So, but we are MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets, Miami Dolphins channel. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Thank you for hanging out with us. All right, who's pitching? Jordan Gieber. He made it all the way up to AAA last year. 1.34 whip, 3.83 ERA between single, double, and AAA. Pitch there for a strikeout. I like this guy. Yeah, so Gieber, they're saying he was in a big car accident when he was in college. So it kept him from being able to pitch. So he was undrafted. Mets picked him up. Pitch one's going to be a foul ball out of play. Let's look up Gieber a little bit. Jordan Gieber went to Virginia Tech. He was undrafted. So he pitched with St. Lucie and Bingham. 2 balls, no strikes on the next batter here. Got another foul ball pop up. Is it going to get it? Oh, hits the net. Out of play. It's close. Almost stayed in play. Almost stayed in play. So if the Mets get out of this inning, they will be up in the bottom of the ninth with a chance to walk it off. I'm assuming there's not going to be extra innings. There's usually not in spring training. Ball is low. 3 balls and 1 strike for Gieber. And he walks them. First 2 batters pitched really well. That one, he wasn't really close. Pitch 1 is called strike. Looked a little bit low, but they called it a strike. Ball is bounced in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gieber. Oh, that's a good pitch. High fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One more pitch. Get out of this inning and try to walk it off in the bottom of the ninth. Ninth. Gieber's struggling just a little bit. First pitch swinging. He hits it hard. Swaggerty, whoa! Falls down and makes the catch. All right, well, the Mets are going to go to the bottom of the ninth with a chance to try to walk it off. Good catch by Swaggerty out there. All right, so it is 1-1. Unless they plan on doing extra innings, which I can't imagine they would. This will be it. The Mets are down 10-3 against the Nationals in their other game. Ben Simon is currently pitching for the Mets over there. And Swaggerty, who just made that play, he's due up first. Followed by, again, these could change, but followed by Chris Williams and Nick LaRussa. All right, so we're just waiting for a commercial break right now. The Mets are tied 1-1. Yeah, so we're going to the bottom of the ninth, Lisa. This is it. This is the end of the game. I don't think they're going to play extra innings in spring training. So the Mets are coming up. The game is tied 1-1. 1 run to win. Otherwise, I'm guessing it's going to end in a tie. That's the best guess I got at this moment. All right, Travis Swaggerty, he just made a nice little kind of tumbling catch in the outfield to end the last inning. He's going to lead off. How about we just lead it off with a home run, and then we can be done. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, they would never do that in the regular season, but in spring training, they haven't said officially yet. They can play, but this is not about winning and losing so much as it is about getting players on the field. So sometimes there could be a situation where one or the other team want to get a couple more pitchers up or whatever. So there's a chance that they'll play one more, but it's 3 balls and 1 strike on Swaggerty. A hitter's count. If we could just get that home run here, put the game in the book, and then be done. Foul ball, 3 balls, 2 strikes for Swaggerty. In about a month. So like about 30 days, they said. Ball 4, Swaggerty works the walk. So let me see if I can figure that out actually real quick for you. All right, Williams swings, fouls the ball back. I think maybe March 27th. That would be my best guess from what I'm seeing here. March 27th. Well, that's a nice pitch down the middle. Struck him out. Yeah, March 27th at 4 o'clock. It's a Thursday. I'll just type it up. Pulled foul here. So it's to 1-1, bottom of the ninth. Mets have a runner on first. There's one out. LaRusso is up for the Mets. The Mets have all like minor leaguers and guys that, unless you're a super Mets fan, you probably don't know all their names. We've been looking up a good variety of them throughout the stream. Mets they scored a run on a balk. That's the only run they scored in this game. But Brett Beatty did look really good. Balls high, 2 balls and 1 strike. The Mets split squad does have one other game going on, which is not going well at all. That's against the Nationals. They're losing 11-3 over there. But we will hop over there after this game is done if it's still going on. Swing and a miss, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So thank you guys for hanging out. We are MetropoliFins, YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. Here we go. Throw over to first, and he is easily back. The Mets did have a runner picked off. Swing and a miss. All right. So Mets, I don't know. They haven't announced if this game is officially ending after 9 or not. One ball, 1 strike to Yanni Hernandez here. The Mets need to score to win. And then I don't know if they're going to play a 10th inning or not. Yeah, so the only reason would be if both managers agreed to say, yeah, we had a pitcher we wanted to get in, or we needed to get some extra reps in for somebody. You know, the hitters and fielders, that's not that big of a deal. It's just playing ball. But it's pretty much a pitcher thing. That's basically what determines it. By the way, the Mets Nationals game is going to the top of the ninth, so they kind of caught up to us here. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Yanni Hernandez got picked off a second earlier in this game, so if you like story arcs, this would be a nice little redemption story arc if he could somehow end the game. He rips it. That's going to be a single. Oh, it gets by him. It gets by him. And they move up to second and third. So the winning run is at third. All right. Willie Fanyas is up for the Mets here with a winning run. There are 2 outs. First base is open. Winning run is on third base. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. Once we know what's going to happen with this game, if that other game is going on, we'll hop over. But I think they could both end roughly the same. He hits it, drives it, and he catches it. So that's going to be... Yep, they are done. They're going to call the game there. 1-1 tie. All right. So we'll hop over, see if the Mets can make an amazing comeback here in a game that matters absolutely nothing. This is switching over. All right. So the Nationals are up 11-3 over the Mets in this game. They've been up. They scored like 5 in the first, I think. We didn't follow this game super crazy, but we've been tracking certain things here. One of the Mets, De Los Santos, is up. They have at least 3 in this game. One of them is out of the game, and 2 of them are in the game. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. No outs, top of the 9th. Got a fly ball. It's holding up. Center fielder catches it. That is 1 out in the top of the 9th. This is Nationals Mets now. The Mets and Marlins game finished at 1-1. All right, Mets Marlins ended a 1-1 tie. I don't have to keep saying that. We're watching the very end of the Mets versus Nationals now. That's a split squad game. Kevin Parada is up. Future Mets catcher or future Mets platoon catcher with Francisco Alvarez, perhaps. We'll see. I think Parada had a little bit of a setback last year. He's got to make some progress this year. So 2 balls, no strikes. You know, and you might say, well, who cares? And well, the answer is in these games, all these guys, all these minor leaguers, they care because they have limited shots. And so what may seem like an inconsequential thing to us, to these guys, this is their opportunity to shine. So that's called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike on Kevin Parada. In this situation, down 11-3, you're just looking for a base runner. May sound impossible. It's definitely hard to do, but it has been done before. Ball outside. In fact, happened to my son's Little League team the other day. They were down 12-2 and they came back and won 14-13. So if you can get some good pitching, just start getting base runners and you never know what happens. But ball 4. So Parada works the walk here. Mets still need about 7 more base runners here in this thing, but we'll stay with it. We'll follow along till the end of the game. So the Mets-Marlins game finished in a 1-1 tie. The Mets scored on a balk. But in that game, Max Kranick did okay. He worked through some difficult innings and pitched out of them. And Brett Beatty looked really good. So those are the 2 takeaways I have from there. Ball 1 outside. Let's see who's hitting here. So this was Gilberto Celestino's spot, but now it's Vincent Perozzo. So Parada is on first. Perozzo is at bat. Ball inside. 2 balls, no strikes. This pitcher's having Acosta is having some trouble pitching strikes here. So obviously these games are inconsequential in terms of the standings, but it's still fun to see some of these minor leaguers you don't normally get to see. And these are like the minor leaguers of the minor leaguers, a lot of single A, double A guys. Swing and a miss on a fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike. As soon as this stream is over, I do have to go. I will post a recap later. It's basically going to be Max Kranick, Brett Beatty as the main ones, and then if I can find out any other information. There was an injury to Nick Madrigal, who the Mets signed possibly to replace the Jose Iglesias spot. We are still giving away his rookie card, though. You can sign up at the pinned comment if you're watching live or if you're watching on replay. It's the first link down below. We're going to be giving that away. 3 balls and 1 strike. We're going to be doing the drawing either tonight or tomorrow, depending on how late I end up working tonight. But we'll be doing the drawing, and once you enter for all drawings. This is for 100 subscribers, and we're going to immediately start moving to a new drawing. We'll figure out who we got. Maybe we'll pick a Mets minor leaguer in honor of spring training and some of these guys. I think I got a couple of Mets minor league cards. So we'll see. But we're going to do another giveaway after we do this one, and we'll keep going with that. All right. We got another walk. So Mets got runners on first and second. They need 8 runs to tie. 8 runs to tie. Who's up now? We got subs coming in. This pitcher is just wild. Another ball 1. So the Mets have runners on first and second with back-to-back walks to Parada and Perozzo. Parada and Perozzo. Oh, he swung a ball 2 there. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is Boston Barrow. Boston Barrow is a 2023 draft pick of the New York Mets. Drafted in the 8th round, pick 246. Drafted out of high school, so he's still pretty young. He's born in 2004, so he's 20 years old. 2023 played with the Florida Mets last year. He played in single A and high A ball, Port St. Lucie and Brooklyn. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Boston Barrow, New York Mets prospect. I don't know if he'll start the year in high A or maybe double A, depending on how he does. And, a lot of these players, where they're going to start the year is already kind of determined, but you still get all this practice in spring training. He strikes out swinging. That was a good pitch, but all right, there are 2 outs. The Mets are down by 8. So if there's going to be an epic spring training comeback, it's going to have to happen very soon here. It's going to have to happen very, very soon. I believe it's Simone Juan is going to be up for the Mets. He swings that pitch, whatever that pitch is, swung at ball 1. It's no balls and 1 strike. Simone Juan, we'll give you a little information on him too, since we're only following 1 game now. He smacked it. It's deep. It's a 3-run homer for Simone Juan. So he's from the Dominican Republic. He played in rookie ball last year. So some kid just got a nice home run ball. Home run for Simone Juan. So it's 11-6. The comeback is still on. Mets still need to score 5 runs to stay undefeated on spring training. I mean, that was a really good swing. That looked really impressive. So Mets are still down by 5. It's the top of the 9th with 2 outs, but I mean, for him, for Simone Juan, what a nice thing that he gets to have. Next guy, one of our other De Los Santoses. We have at least 3 playing in this game. I don't even know who they are, so. And they're only showing the last name on the screen. Fouls off the first pitch. No balls, 1 strike. Mets are down 11-6 to the Nationals. They've been behind all game. They gave up 5 in the first. Did not swing at that. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here. As soon as this game is over, I do have to go. I got to get to work. If you follow me on the other channel, A Side of Hustle, I will be live hopefully around 5 is the plan. That's a strike. Just catches the low outside corner there. High. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mets are down to their final strike. Final out. Against the Nationals, they need 5. So all you need right now is you're just looking for base runners. He lines it. Oh, and it is caught. It's caught at first, so that is the game. Good shot there by De Los Santos. All right, so then Nationals beat Mets 11-6. All right, well, I appreciate all of you. We got another day in the book. The Mets are now 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie on spring training. 1-1-1. A lot of the stars did not play today. Brett Beatty was definitely the highlight that I noted in the Marlins game. Max Kranick pitched pretty well, and that Simone Juan, maybe we'll have to highlight him because that was a nice shot. It's a really solid swing. So appreciate all of you. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We'll talk to you again soon.